Hey friends, this is Sarkis. You can find me at sarkisintuitive.com. I'm going to talk today about intimacy. What is intimacy? And first I'll define it, as I feel it to be is intimacy in a basic way, very basic way, is just being with, like really touching, tasting, metaphorically speaking, like really going towards and really being with the direct experience of what's happening right now. That's it. That's what intimacy is. It's being with what is. So you could also say it like this, that there's this experience that's arising in awareness, and when that is really touched, really tasted, really felt, really directly experienced, then you could say that that's intimacy. So it's not just being with what is from kind of a witness perspective, or viewing it and seeing it impartially or neutrally or something like that. Intimacy is really like getting in and touching our experience and being one with it, right? So in that way, like you would never say that you're being intimate with something if you're separate from it, right? Like the experience of separation and intimacy tend to not really coexist, because if you're separate from something, you're not intimate with it, you're not touching it, you're not close to it, right? When I say touch, I don't necessarily mean physical touch. I mean the direct experience. That's what I mean. So one thing to understand is that intimacy isn't a feeling. It's not any certain kind of experience, right? It's not necessarily a thought. It's not a physical touch. It's not an emotion. It's not a sensation necessarily. It's really any of those things where my consciousness, right, the part of me that is able to experience what's arising in awareness, that those two things meet, right? So that's the real intimacy. The only and real intimacy is intimacy with my direct experience, intimacy with myself, right? And to experience intimacy with someone else, here's the kicker: it doesn't actually require anyone else. You don't need someone else to experience intimacy. And there actually isn't such a thing as intimacy with somebody else. What do I mean by that? So imagine someone's right there. They're super present. They're paying attention. Imagine like Jesus or the Buddha or one of any of the profound saints that have walked the planet. If they were standing right in front of you, right, someone who's already realized their true nature, and there's no separation for that person. Even if that person is standing with you and in front of you, with you right now, you can be having an experience that's not intimate, right? The only thing that makes you experience intimacy is an intimacy with your own experience, with yourself, right? So intimacy has nothing to do with anyone else. Right? Even when you think you're experiencing intimacy with someone else, you're really just close to your own experience. If I'm standing in front of you right now, I could say, oh, we're being intimate, right? But again, if I'm feeling disconnection here, I'm not going to be experiencing intimacy between us, right? But if I'm experiencing connection here, if I'm with my experience here, then whatever is arising in my experience as I'm with you is going to be experienced as intimacy, right? So different things can be evoked in connection and in the relationship with other people, but intimacy has nothing to do with other people. Now that person that I'm talking to could be experiencing intimacy, and I am experiencing intimacy. But again, intimacy isn't an experience. Intimacy is being with what is. So in that way, you could use the word yoga in the same way that I'm using the word intimacy. I'm experiencing a union with what is. There's a lot of words that get thrown around, and Pretty much they're all pointing to the same thing, but check it out for yourself. If you're craving intimacy, notice how much of that is being displaced towards an experience that's out there, right? But you're not going to find it out there. If you're looking for intimacy, turn back towards your own experience and touch it. Get really close to it. Taste it. Okay. Thank you. Again, you can find me at sarkisintuitive.com. I look forward to hearing your comments, your questions. I want to hear your reflections. Have a good day. Bye.